We have an update regarding a story iNewZ told you about last Friday, a suicidal hanging at the Lake Region Law Enforcement Center in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. This news release now from Star Clements-Ruud, the director of the Lake Region Law Enforcement Center, quote, on November 8th, 2023, there was an attempted suicide by hanging at the Lake Region Correctional Facility. On Friday, November 10th, we were notified that the 35-year-old female had passed away due to the injuries sustained during the attempt. At this time, the incident is being investigated by the North Dakota Bureau of Investigation along with the North Dakota Department of Corrections. When more details become available after the investigations are completed, that information will be released, unquote. And for more background on all this, here's our interview with a couple of inmates last Friday. Some breaking news out of Ramsey County, North Dakota, late on this Friday afternoon. We've apparently had a female inmate at the jail in Devil's Lake pass away from suicide by hanging. I just talked with a couple of female inmates over the phone who say it happened Wednesday night, and the female inmate has now passed away at the hospital. It's late on a Friday afternoon. I reached out to the jail administrator, who was not in the office yet, so it may be Monday before we get any official comment on all this. But here's part of my conversation with the inmates late on this Friday afternoon. We're not naming the victim at this time.
She came in under the influence of narcotics. She was struggling with mental health. She asked for help. They denied her. She attempted to break her arm and was taken up to the ER. They gave her fentanyl for pain and brought her back. She was withdrawing again and asked for medical attention. They said that she didn't need it, that she could have Tylenol. And then later the next day, she had pushed, she was slamming her arm in the door numerous times, trying to break her arm right underneath the camera. Nobody came. And then a few minutes later, she went in her cell, or before that, she had pushed the button and asked to speak to somebody. They said they'll come when they have time. She went into her cell and hung herself, was unresponsive for at least 10 minutes in there before anyone was aware. They came in. They didn't have any radios to dispatch because he was new in training on his own. When there was a Sergeant Daniel Nelson that came in, he didn't have anything to cut her down with. They left her hanging, ran out of the cell. Then they all came in with a crash cart, tried to revive her, and she was taken off life support last night. She had no brain. She was deprived oxygen to her brain for at least 40 minutes. The fact that she was denied medical attention, she asked for it and reached out numerous times. And then for 30 minutes straight. For 30 minutes. Right under 30 minutes before, her death could have been prevented.
Again, officials now say all this under investigation by the North Dakota BCI and Department of Corrections. We'll have more information when it's available. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.